Hello. So let's start officially. I think that's enough time. That's enough time. The recording is on. And please, once you can hear me, you can leave, a message in the chat box, or you can signify by raising up your hand, and I will let you speak. I see we have VFX raising up his hand. I will let him speak. Before I give you guys a preview of what we have for the bootcamp coming up next month, I will take some questions from those of you who might have questions, and then I will give you guys some history, the idea of why we're having a bootcamp in July, and also, how this is the season 3 of this particular event. Okay, so would answer some questions, then we'll get into that. So VFX, you're now allowed to speak. You can unmute your microphone.
So, good evening, sir. So,
Good evening. Good evening.
so now about the boot camp, I think I've read about I've read this thing now. So now my question is that can we ask question partaking to trading, whereby you can explain to us? That's my question now. So I'll ask.
Yes, definitely. You
Okay,
can ask questions.
okay. Thank you, sir. So now, checking the past charts of how you guys have been dropping charts, it shows that you guys are
Yeah.
using ICT and SMC to trade, like basically SMC to trade.
Yeah.
So now my question is that the first question now is that how many hours you guys how many hours do you guys need to check trade? You cannot be trading every time. You can't come to chart every time. I'll be checking trade every time. So and the
Yeah.
second one is that what section do you guys mostly use? Whose section do you guys mostly use to trade? I've watched a YouTube video whereby you said that I like specifically you said you trade from 12 to 4, that INT for you don't need to trade again.
Yeah.
So now my question now is that how many trades again do you guys take? Like how many trades do you guys trade every week? Is it like 2? Okay, what's I've seen 3 trade, what's I've trade 3 trade, I'm done for the week. What's I've trade 4 trade, I'm done for the week. And the last one is that what are the checklists? What is your checklist? Is it that you first mark the higher time frame POI, then you wait for liquidity grab? Then that's my question. So I want to know so that I can actually maybe help me in my discipline area. So I'll know that yes, since you guys are profitable, so since you guys are focusing on 3 trade, maybe I'll focus on 3 trade too. So I'll not over trade. Since you guys are trading this section and it's really working for you guys. And what are the
Yeah.
major peer again, major peer that people are trading, like for beginner to actually start, especially with SMC? You can't trade some peer. They are very volatile. You get
Yes. Yes.
there's some other block that you might actually identify and they'll pick out the other block and they'll still go back. So I want to ask what are the major peer and
Yes. I think
other things
I
that
get
I
your
can do.
question. I think I get your
Okay,
question.
thank you, sir.
Well,
Thank you,
let's
sir.
start from one end. Yeah, let's start
Okay,
from one
sir.
end. Let's start from the aspect of you said what are the pairs, we do trade, how many trade we trade in a week, and the
Yes, yes, sir.
sections we
Yes,
trade,
sir.
stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's
Yes,
start
sir.
from there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So first of all, you should understand that the JayForexHouse channel itself is kind of like building the platform where traders can get chart analysis. You
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
A
Yes, sir.
wide range of chart analysis. It's not just
Yes,
Euro
sir.
USD. It's not just my own charts anymore. You're
Yes, sir.
having
Yes, sir.
charts of
Yes, sir.
people that have verified that, I've checked this person, checked their work for a couple of months. I've seen that they know their stuff. So they have access
Yes, sir.
to post on the main channel as well.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
now, you being a beginner, or let's say you being an average person who just joined the channel to, get insights like that, what I would
Yes,
say
sir.
is it's like going to social media, it's like going online, or going to the market, let's put it that way, or even
Yes,
going
sir.
to trade. You
Yes,
can't be
sir.
going there without a plan. You
Yes,
can't
sir.
just be going to the market with just going to the market.
Yes,
You
sir.
have to have a reason in the first place.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
when
Yes,
you
sir.
go to trade, when you open
Yes,
your
sir.
chart,
Yes, sir.
yes, you're going to make money. You don't know the
Yes,
pair
sir.
you're going to trade yet. You don't know the section you're going to trade yet.
Okay.
But at least you should have an aim, like, what's the time you're going to trade? Is it in the morning? So are you planning
Yes.
to trade from morning till afternoon before you're opening your
Okay.
MT for? You should have some preview, just like how we're having a preview right now.
Yes,
You
sir.
should have some kind of idea of what you're even going to do before you even get there. So when you go
Yes.
now, you don't get anything, you don't just get interested in everything. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Or you get
Yes, sir. Yes,
confused.
sir. Yes, sir.
So my advice on that aspect is that Me personally, let me give you how many pairs I trade, what
Yes, sir.
section I trade. So when you
Yes,
look
sir.
into that now, you can say, okay, let's craft it into what you will do for yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
mainly I trade New York section. That is in the afternoon Nigerian time. That's New
Okay,
York section.
okay. Yes, you have to. You
I
have
don't
to, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so why I do that is because the New York section is more reasonable in terms of market structure than London section. London section is more manipulative. So
Okay.
and London section is in the morning in Nigerian time. I have to do a lot of things in the morning, so I can't be watching the trade. You understand?
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
trading in the morning is not that it needs a lot of time because it's very manipulative, and it's not
Yes,
in a favorable time because in the morning, so I have to be on the screen by 8, 9, and
yes, sir.
that's not working for me because I'm very busy. You understand? So
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
just do
sir.
my daily activities in the morning,
Yes,
work
sir.
out a little bit. Then by
Yes,
one,
sir.
2, I should be done going to the chart to look for something. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
when
sir.
I come to the chart,
Yes, sir.
what am I going to trade? Because I'm trading New York session now, you should know that my pairs would be DXY related. That's USD pairs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand? So I'm going to look at
Yes, sir.
Euro USD, GBP USD, AED USD, gold. Like first, that's my first aim.
Yes,
So
sir.
when I get there and I don't see anything reasonable to trade, before I say, okay, let me look outside the box, then I go to look
Okay.
at Euro GBP, some
Yes, sir.
exotic pairs like GBP NZD. And before I
Yeah,
do that, then I
GPL.
come back to
Yes,
the
sir.
channel. I look at, the analysis that anybody have posted that makes sense. You understand?
Yes.
I look
Yes,
at the
sir. Yes, sir.
person's chart. I
Yes,
compare
sir.
with what is on the chart and, how valid I see it. And
Yes,
before
sir.
before the next 1 hour, you should have something reasonable that you want to trade, or you're not trading for that day.
Hmm.
You understand? It's not
Yes,
like you
sir. Yes,
just
sir.
open your MP4 and you have to treat it like a job if you want it to become a job.
Okay.
You understand? You can't be doing it like a
Yes, sir.
hobby, like you're going to play game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's one of the major aspects that keeps me focused. Like if I see something on Euro USD, I'm definitely being on Euro USD. And then the difference between me now being an admin on the main channel sending charts is that I have days I send my charts. I don't just send charts every day. But that's why
Yes, yes,
we now that are working on the channel, we work as a team. So we are
yes,
cooperated, even at it looks random. So if I'm going to look for a chart to post on the group, that's not trading. I'm going to make analysis. You understand?
yes, yes,
So I go
yes,
to
sir.
look at
Yes,
the
sir.
chart. I look at the best I would trade for myself, and then I send it to the community. That's fulfilling my obligation. Then I say,
Yes,
okay, am I trading today? I can do that in the morning, and I'm not trading in the morning. You understand? I
yes,
come back to
yes, sir.
trade in the
Yes, sir.
afternoon. Maybe that
Yes, sir.
analysis is even in my direction, so I'm already in that. So it's not like it's the same thing, like you that is just coming there to take analysis. So what you now I would suggest for you is that while you're coming to trade, whether it's London, New York, or Asian section, when you come to the JayForexHouse channel, at least either if you're coming to learn something about trading, since we post educative content too. Okay, this time
Yes,
around you're
yes,
coming to learn. So you're not coming to trade.
yes.
You come there, you
No,
scroll around, you learn a few things,
yes,
you know.
yes, sir. Yes.
Or if you're coming to take analysis, then you should focus on analysis. You should come
No,
there,
no.
look at the analysis, the pair you're looking for. That's your aim first. If you're coming to read psychological terms, since we now pose that too, then that's what you're coming for. But you should at least have the willpower enough to say you're not always going to trade when you see somebody's charts now.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
should have that self-control since you're a trader. That is
yes,
not
yes, yes,
whenever you see a chart, you're going to place the trade. No,
yes,
that's not how this thing works. You understand? That's not even how you succeed in this stuff.
yes,
You
sir. Yes,
get.
sir.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
have
Yes,
to
sir.
have rules. You have to be in charge of your own work so you
Yes,
can
sir.
see your own results.
Yes,
You
sir.
get. So
Yes, sir.
that's my
Yes, sir.
suggestion for that.
Yes, sir.
What was the other question?
So sorry, sir. So now you've actually answered some part of my question that I understand now. So now, sir, basically, like you, if you want to trade in a week, like I know that there are some limit. Okay, like if my trading have reached this mark, I'm done for the week. So that's my question. Like, how many trades do you probably is it that when you see your setup, or is when you see like this setup is good, you take your trade, or how? You have to be
Yeah.
disciplined.
So
As you said that you should take trading as a business now. So that's my question. Like, how many trades do you probably take in a week? Like
yeah. So
max? Yes.
In a day, I take maximum of 3 trades.
Yes, okay,
You
sir.
understand? And
Yes, sir.
because I'm trading a 100K account,
Yes,
I
sir.
take a maximum of 2% of my account. That is 2K. So
Yes, yeah, that's okay.
whatever the
Yes.
lot size, whatever it is, my
Yes.
SL has to be in within that 2K. So let me
Yes, sir.
and okay, let me give you a breakdown for 10K because I was also trading a 10K account. So
Okay,
in
sir.
case you're using 10K, or you can scale it up back to the 100K. You understand?
Okay, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
since I'm trading just 3 trades in a day, but I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
to go at it one at a time. It's like playing a game and I have 3 checkpoints. You
Yes, sir.
understand? I can
Yes, sir.
lose the
Yes, sir.
first round, I can lose the second
Yes.
round, but I must win the third round or I lost for the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's not like I'm going to place 3 trades immediately. It's just I have three
Yeah,
shots today.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yes,
So
yes.
so now when I take the first trade, that first trade can be maximum of, let's say, since it's a 10K account, let's say 0.5 lot size. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes, sir.
because it's 0.5 lot size now, and that one trade itself, since it's a 10K account, I'm not looking to lose above $500, so my account will not go. Let's say it's a profit. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
your
sir.
your maximum loss for a day is $500, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what would say now is that since I have 3 trades for the day, each of my trade, each SL, it
Yes,
has
sir.
to not go above 150.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So when I take the first trade, I put the SL within just, it must be like a lot size that can, if I lose the trade, it's 150. You
Okay, sir.
get,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
then
sir.
the TP must be around maybe 200 or something like that.
Okay, 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 okay.
And that's how I do. So 3 trades a day, just 3 shots. If I lose the
Okay.
first one, lose the second one, I will lose 300 since I'm losing 150 per trade.
Yes,
So
yes,
if I
yes,
lose the
yes.
third one now, I won't lose the third one because if I lose two, I'm done. I won't risk it again now. You understand? Because
Yes, yeah,
I'm
yes,
already
yes,
I'm
yes,
already
yes.
close to the 500. You get, so that
Yes.
way you don't lose the
Yes.
account. Tomorrow you can come back.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So
So
now,
that
so
aspect is
sorry.
also calculated. Then in a
Okay,
week,
sir. Yes,
in
sir.
a week, I trade
Yes, sir.
with 3 days in a week, maximum of 3 days in a week. Three
Okay,
trades
sir.
in a day, 3 days in a week. I don't trade on Monday. So Monday is
Okay.
outside the picture because that's the first day of the week. You don't go to the
Okay.
market and then you buy the first thing you see. You understand? You have to wait. So
Yes, sir.
Monday is always anyhow. So I don't trade on Monday. I trade
Okay, don't treat on
Tuesday.
Monday, Abby. Okay.
Yes, I don't take trades on Monday. I do
Yeah.
analysis on Monday, but I don't take trades on Monday.
Okay, yes, yeah, I understand. So
Yeah. So I
what are
I
the
trade
trading days now?
I trade on Tuesday,
Yeah,
on
yes, sir.
Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
If I don't if I'm swing trading, then I took the trade on Tuesday. Likely I'm holding it
Yes,
till
sir.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay.
I can trade if I'm swing trading, then I trade like
Yes,
four
sir.
days. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Okay,
Friday.
hold on. Okay, sir.
But if I'm not swing trading, then I scalp for 2 days, I succeed. Then I'm trading just within 3 days. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe I skip on Thursday so I refresh my memory.
Okay.
So
So
I
that's
trade three
okay.
3 days in a week, or
3 days
maximum
in
of
a
four
week.
days if I'm swing trading.
Okay. Okay. So that you it like you are partially like maybe trading like nine, you trade 9 times or something like that, or like six in a week.
Yeah, something like that. But if I see
Okay.
one good trade and I'm swing trading that trade, I could hold just that trade. You
Okay.
understand? It's
Yes,
not
sir.
like
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just going to. It's all of them is one shot at a time.
Yes,
Remember,
sir.
let's say you take 2 trades in a day and you lose the 2 trades in a 10K account.
Yes,
That
sir.
will be, and each of them hold a lot size of an SL of 150. So that is you
Okay.
just lose 300. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you have 200 left. If you lose 200 again that day, you blow that 10K account. But if you leave
Okay.
it tomorrow and you come back, it's refreshed to 500 back, Abi.
Yes, 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 yes.
That is if you've traded a profit before. And then once you refresh to 500, you try again. You lose 2 trades that day. You hold your peace. You have lost 600. You have not blown your account yet because the maximum lot size to lose the entire account would be 1,200,
Yeah, 1,000. Yes, maximum. That's for
something
profit.
like that,
Yes.
depending on the profit.
Yes.
You get, so it's a
Yes.
process that you're calculative about. It's an entire, these things now is for each profit has its own calculation. We're just doing a breakdown for 10K. You get so,
Yes.
or
Yes, sir.
indirectly, what we're saying is that you don't go to your trade and just try to just trade like that. There are some little mathematics you have to know how to do. You get, you
Yes,
have to
sir.
still be calculative, like a job. Do it like a job. That's why you
Yes,
have
sir.
a journal, so
Yes, sir.
you can see your results. And another advice I would also give, if you want to be successful in trading, don't don't quit anything you're doing outside trading till you're successful in trading. Don't just say
Okay.
you're not going to look for a job because you're learning forex trading. Because forex trading is a system that also advances your own psychology. So if you end up having a day job, which you're also a forex trader, you can become a forex trader that you can be so good in your day job, you get a promotion to a position where the salary is
Yeah.
convenient for you to also be a forex trader and also handle that job and also be good at that job because of your abilities in forex trading.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
I have a friend. Why I'm suggesting this is because right now I did that thing. Not like it doesn't work if you quit your job. I didn't. I've never applied for a CV before. I've never applied for a job before in my life.
Okay. Yes,
I
sir.
started forex trading
Same as
when
me.
I was 19. So I became successful like 2 years into it. So that was like 20. I saw my
Okay.
first 1 million in 21.
Wow, that's very
I'm
good.
about 25. I'm close to 25 now. So, and I've been in this almost 5 years now, 5 years
Yes,
plus.
sir.
So I've been trading. I've seen trading. I've seen money in trading from different angles, multiple
Okay.
angles, like from directly from forex trading, working for a pro firm, hedge funds, all of those stuff. So I've never
That's
really
very
had that space to think outside, like go and look for a job or any of those things. And I
yes.
was going through school, so I was just paying my
Yes.
rent in school and just doing this stuff. So you get, so it was easier because I was in my youth. But so for
Yes.
somebody now who like outside school, now I'm outside school. Luckily, I and my family were able to get our own place, while I was in school. So we're in our own house. That's one peace of mind first. And
Yes.
but I had a friend who was doing his daily job and was also trading forex. Now the guy is
Okay.
so good in the job that he's managing it after school and still making money from forex. So it's like his own is like a win-win because now me I'm bored like every day because I don't have to work. But
Yes.
him is going to work, coming back, still making the money, and still trading. It's like cheating. You understand that kind of stuff?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's possible too. You can be successful in trading and still have a job. Not
Okay.
because you don't have money, but you're still very young. You understand?
Okay. Yes,
You could
yes.
still need the job to pass out the time. You understand?
Yes.
You can't
Yes,
be
sir.
retiring when you're in your 20s. You
Yes,
start drawing
yes, yes.
tattoos and behaving anyhow. You
Yes, sir.
understand? So
Yes,
to
sir. So
still
my
have sense, you need to engage in community
okay.
activities.
So my last question now. So my last question that you said that you don't come to market to just do anyhow. So my question is that do you like when you come to market, like is it that you want to check? Is it that is until you see trend that is following trend, or like when you come to market, you just mark some POI, some other block. Okay, let this market reach. Like I want to know like when like when you like once you come to the market, what is your main thing? What must you see in the market for you to know, like, okay, yes, I think I'll trade. Or, okay, if I don't see this thing, okay, I'm not trading. So that's my last question now. Like, and guess what is your checklist? Okay, once it has reached that block here, I must see maybe liquidity grab, or maybe I must see liquidity grab, then change of character, then fair value gap or other block before I enter that trade. Like, what is your confluence, yes, or your checklist?
Okay. So before I answer the question, this would have to be your last question because I see other people raising up their hands, so we can give opportunities to other people to ask questions too, and then
Yes, sir.
give you guys
Yes, sir.
insight about the boot camp.
Yes, sir.
But regarding the question, when you say taking a trade, it's different from making analysis. Checklist
Okay.
from analysis to be valid to post in the group is that it must be in line with the swing structure. I don't post counter analysis. I always like to follow the trend. So I post the internal structure of the main trend, then I post the trend, analysis. But that's me. Then I ask a little poll or something like that. That doesn't mean that's the same thing everybody does. But
Yes, sir.
my checklist for taking a trade itself, like
Yes.
when I say place a trade on my MT4, it
Yes.
can be simple as another block clearing out liquidity.
And sir, come
And
again.
my checklist to take
Yes,
a
sir.
trade can be simple
Yes,
as
sir.
coming into the market in London, in New York section.
Yes, sir.
I see another block clearing out London section liquidity. That
Okay.
other block now has maybe an engulfing on the 30 minutes to the bullish side, and
Okay.
that bullish other block now that were just created is in
Yes,
line
sir.
with the structure of the 4-hour time frame.
Yes,
That's
sir.
enough for me to just place a limit and just wait for the thing to mitigate.
Okay.
You understand? I don't,
Yes, sir.
I'm not, see, one of the reasons why you have analysis is to have a broader view. You understand?
Okay. Yes, sir.
So you should be able to also make analysis just by looking at the chart. You don't have to draw everything before you know what you're looking at. Your eyes should be good enough. So
Yes, sir.
when you see something like that, your mindset should be, first of all, if you're on the 1-hour time frame, maybe you just opened your phone and you're on the 1-hour time frame and you see something like that immediately, first thing your eye is going to is, what's on that chart, on that time frame you're looking at. Even if you
Yes,
see
yes.
something good, first thing you should do before you even think of placing a trade is to go to the daily time frame
Okay.
and confirm if what you just saw is in line with the trend.
Okay.
You have to first of all confirm with the higher time, because what you can be seeing on that time frame can be that time frame illusion. It's just on that time frame. It's not valid on the higher time frame. And that's the only reason you're going to get stopped out if you know your stuff. So
Okay, sir.
the only reason you were stopped out was not because you didn't mark it correctly. It was because you didn't confirm the trend of the higher time frame, and maybe what you identified was the bullish side.
Okay, sir.
Because remember, one thing you have to understand is that market structure move against itself. If the
Yes,
internal
sir.
structure is bullish, then the external structure is probably bearish. Is
Yes,
a
sir.
retracement happening on the lower time frame. Things like
Yes,
that
sir.
is happening. So you can come in the 1-hour time frame and you see that illusion of that bullish retracement, and you think the market is bullish, not knowing that it's mitigating the daily bearish swing point, and you're
Okay,
just on the
yes.
1-hour time frame, and then you end up buying. Then price stop you out.
Okay.
You see, that kind of stuff now is happening because you
Yes.
didn't confirm the higher time frame.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes.
So even if you're going to trade, your first confluence is whatever you see, since you now know order block, you now know fair value gap. And whenever you open the chart, you're seeing something. That thing you're seeing is in line with the higher time frame direction, because that's
Okay.
the only obstacle that could knock you out. You
Okay.
understand? The
Yes, sir.
rest of it is that you looked at the chart, you got confused, you don't know what's going on. Then you came to the channel to look for somebody who posted that same analysis so you can compare with your own. That's how you use the chart we post. We're not telling you
Okay.
what to do. We're giving you an alternative. So when you look at your MT4, you're confused. You don't know what to do. Then you come to Telegram, you open the JayForexHouse channel. You look, maybe you are looking at Euro USD. You go to look, maybe PowerFX dropped an analysis on Euro USD. You tap on
Okay.
it, then you look at it. If it's in line with what you were thinking before, then you
Yes,
have a
sir.
confluence.
Okay, sir.
You understand? If it's not in line, then you can go to the community and look other people. Maybe somebody posted your side. It's like trying to vote on which one is correct. Nobody is correct here. All is analysis.
Yes,
You
yes,
understand?
yes.
It's your own confluence that would give you that go ahead to risk your money on it. It's your money.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So I think did that answer your question? So let's see if
Yes,
any
sir.
other
Yes, sir.
person have a
Thank you,
question.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. So please, if any other person have any question, before I give you guys insight about the boot camp, you can signify by raising up your hand so I can attend to it and we can go ahead. So I see hands. I'm going to let ONG speak. Once you speak, please you go to the question and then we'll see how we can answer first, so we can ask the RMFX to speak too. Okay. So I just allowed you to speak. You should be able to unmute yourself now. ONG, you can unmute your microphone. Just tap on the green microphone stuff you see on your screen. It will unmute your microphone.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm Gosway by name, and
Okay, got
this is
you.
my first time of joining your boot camp. So please, I really want to ask a question. And my question goes like this: during terms of trading, is it advisable to trade on 1 minute time frame? That is number one. And secondly, what is the best way to manage emotional psychology and the trading? Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I think I heard you a little bit, but I think it was very noisy. I think you asked a question about um managed psychology and what was the other one? Please, can you repeat the question itself directly so I can recall properly?
Okay, thank you. I said number one, is it advisable to trade solely on the 1 minute time frame? That is my number one question. Number two,
Yes.
what's the
Is it
best way to
advisable to trade
manage?
on lower time frame?
Yeah. No, I mean 1 minute time frame only. So that is just by the
Oh,
way. Then,
okay.
yeah. Then secondly, what is the best way to manage greed? Uh, Build a good psychology that can be able to kind of
That is to manage being greedy in the market.
yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. So first of all, the idea of trading just the 1 minute time frame, I don't know. I can't even comprehend itself because the 1 minute changes every 1 minute. The trend can just be a 5 minute candle on the 1 minute. Like the bearish move you're seeing, the entire the previous 5 bearish candle can just be one single 5 minute move. That's a very big illusion already. An engulfing you're seeing that looks like a change of character can just be a 15-minute move, countering the 30 minutes time frame. It's not even significant on the 1 hour. It's going to change. Like that entire structure you're seeing on the 1 minute will change within 1 hour. That's what I'm trying to say. So everything you're doing, you're entering within. If your analysis, your bias, everything is strictly on that 1 minute time frame. Everything you should be targeting should be within the next 5 minutes if that's what you want to do. If you're being logical, why not just go and do binary option then? You understand? They already have a system that can comprehend such kind of trading. Like within 30 seconds, you trade those binary option, like expert option. I think those kind of stuff you can trade 1 minute there. But in the forex market, where a 1 hour candle can cover over 50 pips, and it can look like a bearish rain on the 1 minute time frame, how can you now just be trading on the 1 minute time frame? You understand? It's not even logical. Because even if it works today, tomorrow there's no certainty that it will work tomorrow. It's not except you're doing it within every 5 minutes, and that's just binary options. That's option trading. You understand? Why do it with Euro USD when there are futures and other things like? That's my own opinion, though. And then on the second question about how to manage greed, well, that goes to your personal psychology. Are you somebody who is very closed? Like, how is your psychological level? You have to do a little self-reflection, which is your shadow work, first of all, so you can know your weak points. Once you know your weak points, you know the level of which how greedy you can be, how selfish you are with your money. And because when you lose, it's your selfishness that makes you want to recover that money immediately. So if you don't know that level, what's the guarantee that you know you're going to manage yourself when you lose money in forex trading? Because you don't know yourself then. So being able to manage your greed goes back to how well do you know yourself? How greedy are you? Because to me, I know how greedy I am. That's why I use. You see, you have never ever seen me using 15 lot size before. Not like I don't have an account that can manage it, but I'm too greedy to lose that kind of money. I will go crazy if I see minus 15,000. Like I can't comprehend it. You understand? I prefer let me see 1K, 2K. And also, if I withdraw, I'm not expecting more than 1K, 2K. You know, that's my range, and I'm comfortable because I don't want any heartbreak. I can't be not like people don't do it. I'm not saying they are scammers, but as a human being, that me I've experienced, humanity is traumatizing. I can't be losing 15K dollars and I'm comfortable. You understand? So that's not happening, and that will never happen. Even if it will happen, that I should have enough to look at it like it's not significant. But think about it. Do you know your level that well? Like I know my own, so you will know how to manage yourself when you're in front of your screen. So it's a very psychological and personal decision. And that's an aspect where you would have to do some self-reflection to understand it properly. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I really so much appreciate, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. So the other guy, I think it was MFX. Yeah. Let me allow you to speak now. You should be able to unmute your microphone.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. So I have
Good
just
evening.
one quick question. So the thing is, I have gotten most entry models, that's the liquidity, POI, and everything. But my main very big problem is when it comes to bias. And you know when your bias is wrong, every other thing, whether your entry or your whatever, is most likely going to be taken out if you're not in line with the bias. So I kind of want to ask for tips on how to get your daily bias and weekly bias, something like that. I'm very happy if you can help me out with that.
So you say how I get my weekly bias.
Yes. Daily bias, weekly bias, that kind of thing.
Okay. So first of all, when it comes to daily bias, that's basically saying, what am I doing for today? You understand? What am I doing as I'm going to trade now? What am I doing? Like since I've opened my MT4, so what's my daily target? Is it going to Euro USD to look for a pair? So once I get to Euro USD, I say, what do I see? If I understand what I see, that's my daily bias first. And then when it comes to technical analysis, when I look at Euro USD and I want to look at what qualifies the daily time frame to be my direction, then I'm coming from the weekly time frame. If you know the daily targets, you already know you're coming from the weekly targets. You understand? It's a top-down analysis. And if you know the weekly targets, you already did the monthly analysis. So that's why you see me making monthly analysis, like breakdown on YouTube. It's just monthly I normally do because I'm giving you a monthly bias. So you can use from this perspective to break it down to the weekly. Get yourself a daily time frame direction. And then get yourself to the 4-hour time frame. So it's like going down a rabbit hole. Like you look at it that way. Don't just look at it like just going to a time frame. You understand? Because each time frame has its own structure. Now you have to know what you're looking for. And then in terms of when you're making normal top-down analysis now, every week you have to have a single direction on a particular pair. So if you're looking at Euro USD on Monday, that direction you're having on Monday should be your weekly it should be your weekly direction and what you're looking for towards this week, because you just have only 4 daily candles to come. You don't have to predict the entire movement on the weekly time frame. You just have to think where one single weekly candle is going to move next. So the weekly bias is just a single candle. The daily bias is just the next direction of 4 candles to come. What are the obstacles that market could retrace from within the next 4 candles? That's the daily bias gotten from the weekly. So that's the top-down analysis. And then when you get to the 4-hour time frame, now you're looking at market structure in respect to that 4 candles projection you had from the daily time frame, which the daily has to be reviewed every day. Since you're coming to the chart, you have to review the daily time frame every day, because each day a single candle goes out of that 4 projection. So it becomes 3. So when it becomes 3, did the previous one go in line with your, your analysis? If yes, then the next 3 is likely to go in that direction. That's your weekly bias now, because that will just be a single candle on the weekly time frame. But all this has to be from a monthly perspective. You have to have that top-down analysis already made. Then you're monitoring the actions so you can get yourself an entry. So it's a process itself. You don't, and like keynotes. If you're jotting it down, then keynotes. Whenever you're looking at the daily bias, you're to predict the next 4 candles if you're coming in on Monday. 1. Secondly, the daily bias has to be reviewed every day to know the new direction of the next daily candle. 2, the weekly bias is to be reviewed every weekend to know the next prediction, the next projection for the next 4 daily candles. While the monthly time frame has to be reviewed once every month to get a broader perspective of what to expect. That is the next 4 weekly candle. 4 weekly candle every month, 4 daily candle every week. You can calculate how many 4-hour candle every day, but that's the math you now do yourself. But this is the most important ones because these are the ones that I use, regularly. So I don't really just calculate it anymore. I just do it casually now. I just, I have the projection of the next 4 candles on Euro USD on Monday if I'm trading Euro USD this week. You understand? So when I come in every day, I just look at how many candles have played out, and how many am I to predict next. And then I go to the 4-hour time frame to look at market structure. Simple as that. I hope that answered your
Right, thank you
question.
very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll work on that. Thank you.
Okay, so does anyone have any other question before I go into a breakdown for the idea of what we would be having on the bootcamp? Any other question? You can signify by raising up your hand. I would allow you to speak. We answer the question and then we get into the idea. Okay, so I don't see any hands for now. All right, so we're already here for almost, I think about 30 minutes already. The bootcamp to come in a month from now, that is on the 1st of July to on the 7th of July, is basically an idea that we're trying to celebrate an event where traders can have that space, like what we're doing here now, not just for a moment, but to also review what we have already learned. Like, for example, I had a brother who came to me 2 days back. He was telling me about, he's under my mentorship currently. So we were about to treat POI, order block, all of those stuff. So he asked me a question, he said, I think I need broader views on what is a POI, order block, fair value gap, imbalance. So I saw the question. I said, okay, what do you think is called a POI? What do you think is a POI? What do you think is an order block? His answer was that he don't really know. That's why he's saying he needs a broader preview, and that's very nice. So I told him that why I'm asking is because a POI means a point of interest. It's not a concept within technical analysis. It's just an abbreviation, a point of interest. So a supply and demand zone can be a POI. A simple order block can be a POI. A fair value gap can be a POI. So when you're categorizing concepts to learn and you're adding the abbreviation of a POI, which means you don't have the idea of what a POI means. And that's a casual mistake we traders make. We tend to feel like what we know, could be all because we had this diagram we saw on YouTube or maybe on Instagram. So you stick to it and you feel like you don't need further review on some certain things, which you have to understand that experience is a different teacher from what you learned on your own. The experience you get from the journey is completely different from what you read. You understand? So we're trying to create this space where traders can have that space online, that opportunity. And then the whole idea of it being a paid event and this way it is because we normally had this Christmas bootcamp we used to host on the channel. We started it around 2023. The channel itself was created around 2022, I think July also, because that's why we fixed the date within July. The channel itself, I created it, I think, around on the 14th of July, as 2022. That was when I made the first post within the channel. But the idea of how I was going to start this whole channel was like 4 days behind before the whole thing happened. So it's around the same period, which is why I want the event to be a ceremonial event that is around July. So it goes into the idea of the moment I had this whole vision of having this kind of community. So that's why I want it to be a mid-year event. And the whole idea we had about the Christmas bootcamp, we wanted a way that we can fuse it into this memorial event where it can be called one. You understand? And since we now have a vision of having a community, not just an individual, growth and me just journaling my trade and journey, I said, okay, let me have this space where it's going to be for the community. You understand? It's going to be an event where we would invite guests from the community and would also give space where traders themselves can have their own memory. You understand? So when you say you're now successful in forex trading, you can say there was this bootcamp you attended where most of the things you got from that bootcamp is things that is still holding you now to your forex journey, So we're trying to create that past for traders to where they can have that event that changed their entire view. That's where the idea of blending traders with success comes in. That is the title of the event. So it goes into, since we are now a community, not just, and it's not a Christmas boot camp, so the title has to be something that would vision success and visions a trader's journey. You understand? So it's your journey. You're already on a journey. So whatever success you're getting from us is basically something you blended with along the way. You understand? So it's an idea that gives traders that view where there was this event that I attended that after that event, my entire system of trading changed. You understand? And it was from this community I had that wonderful event with that I got blended with, a new system. So this is why we're having an event like this. And I wish and I hope to see you guys there. And since I understand the current situations of the economy and all of this, that's why we have the price very low for this particular event. That doesn't mean that in the future it's going to be like this. As time goes on, the community is going to keep growing. The value is going to keep increasing. And then the prices of things are going to also keep increasing. So you might not, I'm not praying anybody is in a position where they can't afford it. That's why we are growing, you understand? Everybody will be in a position where no matter the price level we use, they'll be able to afford it. You understand? That's the aim. But in the future, the price will be high. You understand? It's just that we're considering that not worldwide, because I don't know if the entire world is facing what Nigeria is facing, but the country I'm in right now, money is something else. So we decided to use something very low. I see so many bootcamp being hosted this period. Many of them, 50K, that is in Naira, 70,000, 25,000. I said, I'm a human being. I do go to buy foodstuffs too on the road. I see the price of things. So I don't want it to be something that I'm trying to extort people. You're just paying because it's that valuable to you. I just want people that would value the event to attend. You understand? So we're using a price that if it's worth your 15,000 Naira, if it's worth your $10, please come and share your ideas with other traders to further boost their success. And we will be having individuals who are in that position willing to answer your questions and give you insights to, advance your trading journey to a higher, level. So please, anybody have any other question, maybe relating to the event itself that you might want to ask, so we can conclude for the night.
Hi. Good evening, Boss Jay.
Good evening, Gray. Good evening.
I'm sorry I joined the meeting late, and I actually I wanted to ask you to put a little bit of light on the guy that asked about the daily buyers. But can you hear me, boss?
Yes, I think I can hear you, but I didn't get the question you asked.
Oh yeah. There's a guy who asked about daily buyers. Okay. before you
Yeah.
started talking about the event. Yeah. I wanted you to like help share a little bit of light, just as you made him know that our 3 to 4 candles, 2 to 3 candles of during the day is basically probably letting you know whether it's going the way you projected your week or against the way you projected your week. And during a daily bias, it's like if someone wants to be trading as a day trader, they should understand that are they planning on holding a trade for that full day, or are they planning on trading by session? Because if they are trading by session, you should know what the day is doing. But for a session, the day might be bullish, the session might be within a bearish POI, and it's going to give you a very beautiful reaction for just that session, and later become bullish for the end of the day. And there's how you pick all these things. I wanted to shed some light because most people want to trade just sessions and not the full day, but they tend to want to use the daily, just the whole full daily bias and stick to it. I don't know if I'm making
Yes.
sense.
So I think what you're trying to say is when you're an intraday trader, how do you now make your daily analysis? Something like that, right? Since when you trade your sections, how do you now scale through the daily time frame?
Yeah, so you don't just stick to a particular point because it will cause a lot of missing of trades.
Yes,
A lot.
yes. Okay. Okay. I think I'm also that kind of trader, so I think I understand what you're trying to ask. And first of all, I want everybody to understand that in terms of having the section to trade this or that, please don't limit yourself to anything. Just have the preferred one. You're not limited. Not like because I trade mostly New York section doesn't mean that if I happen to be making analysis in London section and I see a key setup that meets my requirements to take a trade, very nice, that could ride into New York section, and I'm going to say, nah, I trade just New York section. I'm not going to trade it. I will trade it too. You understand? I'm not limited. The trade doesn't define me. I am the one executing the trade. I will take responsibility for my actions. That's just the difference between me and somebody who doesn't consider most of this stuff. If I am to be taking that trade in New York, London section, okay, yes, this is not something I would regularly do. So definitely I'll be going on low risk. You understand? I'll be going on low risk because this is a risk that is higher than my regular risk. So it has to be low risk. Regardless of what happened, if I'm correct, then London section should be giving him an opportunity for a continuation. You understand? So no matter how good the trade is, even if I get anything on low risk within London, in New York section, I should be entering my second entry. You understand? So there's nothing, there's the difference between that and my regular trade. That is something. You understand? And then on the aspect of how I do daily analysis, you should understand that looking for a single direction, looking for a single direction on the daily time frame is your aim if you're going to trade. You understand? Like, where is the current candlestick on the daily? And what is it likely to do next? That is if you're going to be trading a section, because London section can be the trend of the day. Like, London section can just be the move, and then that is all. You know,
Actually.
New York section doesn't really do anything serious. That means your bias on the daily time frame could not even be valid if you're trading just section. So your daily time frame analysis for section traders should be that when you're not swing trading, what's this current candlestick? What is it likely to do next? And what's the obstacle currently in front of you that could stop you out? Understand? If you can't see that, then go to the group chat and get analysis and make your comparison. But that should be your first target. And then on the 4-hour time frame, you should be looking at where to join, like where to join in on this particular market structure, where to get in on this trend. So there's your analysis for technical analysis. That is when you're studying concepts of the market. It's supposed to be different from when you're trying to take a trade. you're supposed to keep it simple. You understand? When you're trying to take a trade, your confidence should be simple, unless the market is complex. If the market is in a position where you can't really understand, see, if it's too difficult for you to spot, then you should understand that the market is in a phase. You understand? But nothing is supposed to be difficult once you know how to spot another block. That's something. You get. Don't once you start wasting too much time looking for plenty things, know that you're forcing the trade. Do you understand? And all these
Yeah.
things you're talking about are things you do on your forward on your MT4. That is on your phone. Section
Yes.
trading should be on your MT4. If you're a section trader, when you're going to make your technical analysis on your system, once you're done with that, go to your phone. Don't stick to your system. Do you get? Once you get your direction on the daily time frame, you've gotten your forward direction. Don't wait. Don't be watching the trade on your system. Don't do that, because you will start seeing other perspectives and you might end up closing the trade on your phone just to get a re-entry, and then maybe you end up messing everything. But do everything on your phone. Once you get the direction, let the system be something you come to watch, like maybe when the trade is in execution, you just come around, you tap the system, you see how far it has gone. You understand? So that you don't press your phone all the time. That is if you're busy. But sitting on your desk, watching your system regularly after placing, what are you doing? You understand? You're going to keep seeing other things while your trade is wrong, and you might likely close that trade. So it should be on your phone, where the only thing you can see is just the candlesticks moving in front of you. That is on your MT4. There's no broader view, because the market is moving in two directions only. So you can either be right or you're wrong. And if you're the other mistake you can do is to be thinking you're wrong, you're right, you're wrong, you're right. Once you're fluctuating, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. Before you know, you lost your account. You didn't do any serious thing. You understand? You can't be in between. You just have to, if you're bullish for the day. If you're bearish, you're bearish. If price breaks structure, that's a different case. But you can't be changing bias every time just because you see something new. That you will get confused. That's not how you trade. Do you get? It's rather you lose money that day thinking you were bearish, or you make money thinking you were bearish. But don't think you were bearish and then change to bullish and then change to bearish. Your psychology is messed up already. You're likely to blow your account. You won't make any money. You trade both sides. You get delusional. That's the problem. You understand? Your head has to be clear. It has to be very simple. So I don't know how much more I could break that daily analysis stuff down, but maybe when we are on chat, and we're going to be having a section breakdown tomorrow, we within the private academy. So I think that particular aspect I would also show how I do my analysis on the daily time frame. You understand? I'll make that breakdown, make it within the recording, and then I'll send it out on Tuesday, Wednesday to the YouTube. Hopefully, you guys remember. I'll put it as a notice so that maybe anybody who remembers can go watch it there. But I'll break it down on chat, since this one is just a recording voice. I think a lot of details was also given out in the flyer, so everybody got a lot of insights about what to expect. I think this will be all for tonight. This was basically to give an insight into the ideology of the event itself. I think it was very clothed in a lot of questions answering about technical analysis and sections. I think that's also a very good one as well. A lot of valuable questions too. Gave me that refreshing thought as well. So I think this will be all for tonight. Since we don't have any questions, and I will see you guys in the event coming up next month. Most likely, we're going to be posting the recording of the event probably towards November or December. That is if we can get all the recordings, and probably it will be edited, so it's just a part of it that will be posted to the public. That is so we can have season 4 next year, and then have a follow-up of the events and see a track result worldwide. So anybody who joins the community in the future, can see a preview of how we have been hosting this event along the way. Since, like I said earlier, it's going to be a memorial and a ceremonial event for the community. So thank you all, and that will be all for tonight. See you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.